It's that time of the day again. Time to check out your headlines making it into the top stories here in Israel. And as you know, that on the Israel Brief with me, Rolene Marks, we take a look at those big stories making headlines every Monday to Thursday. And as always, we're brought to you by these guys, lay of the land. So let's take a look at what has been happening in the Knesset this afternoon. And I'm going to try my best to explain it because it is such a complicated situation, or as we call it here in Israel, balagan b'Knesset. So as I'm speaking, members of the Knesset are voting for the Judicial Selection Committee. Now, earlier today, there were reports that Prime Minister Netanyahu was trying to push the vote or delay the vote for another month. Now, here's where it gets complicated. There is a clause in the Knesset protocol that says that there are only two candidates for the top two positions, one from the opposition and one from the coalition. And if one vote or one candidate gets more no's than yeses, that automatically defers for another month. Now, the Prime Minister says, who is also head of the coalition, says that he invoked that clause because he could not ensure that the candidate put forward by the opposition, MK Karine El-Hara, will get the requested vote. Now, this erupted in a whole lot of drama in the Knesset, and the leader of the opposition, Yair Lapid, said that the Prime Minister is crushing Israeli democracy, and he has broken his promise to Herzog, because as a result of this potential move, the opposition vowed to pull out of crucial judicial reform talks. See, I told you it was complicated. A National Unity Chair, Benny Gantz, said that if the votes have or are deferred for a month, then he will pull his party out of the talks happening at the president's residence. He says because anyone who values democracy wants these votes to go forward so that a judicial selection committee can be formed. Well, never a dull or uncomplicated moment in Israel. We now go to President Herzog, and the president has reportedly been invited to visit the White House and address Congress next month. This will be the second visit in less than a year for the president, and to date, no formal date has been announced. However, it is expected to take place in the second week of July. Now, Netanyahu is still waiting for his invitation to meet with President Biden. The president's office also confirmed that Ukrainian First Lady Olena Zelenska will be visiting Israel in the coming weeks. She will be hosted by her Israeli counterpart, the president's wife, Michal Herzog. And staying in the USA, some really great news. US Congress voted to promote a special position to enhance the Abraham Accords, to expand on the Abraham Accords. These are the historic accords that Israel have signed with Morocco, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates. And of course, we have Saudi Arabia and others firmly in our crosshairs, in our target. The bill was sponsored or co-sponsored by Richie Torres, Congressman Richie Torres, and Congressman Mike Lawler. Of course, the usual suspects voted against it. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Cory Bush, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, but all they prove is that they are anti-peace. And this final story is one close to my heart. If you know me, you know that I have a great affinity for the Native American people. And the love between the Native American people and the Jewish people is really great because we have a shared history, a history of persecution, colonization, being forced from our indigenous lands. And there is an incredible organization called Fire Seekers, headed by Chief Joseph Riverwind and his wife, Dr. Larilyn Riverwind. Chief Joseph is from the Arawak Taino tribe, and Dr. Larilyn is from the Cherokee tribe. And they've been in Israel. They often bring delegations from the Native American community to come to Israel to see the site, and of course bring with them great blessings. Listening to them speak earlier today, they spoke so beautifully of understanding the covenant between Jews and the land of Israel, and just how much they love Israel, the Jewish people, that we share similarities in our history, and that it is their vision and their dream to open up a Native American embassy in the capital, Jerusalem, to grow those ties between our communities. And I can't think of a better way to bless Israel than to have an embassy of the Native American people in our capital. And all I have to say to that is Wado, Wado, Chief Joseph and Dr. Larilyn. And that brings me to the end of today's edition of the Israel Brief. Don't forget to check out all our content on our website at www.layoftheland.online. We have an Arab voice up there. I know you guys like to hear voices from the Arab world you won't hear in the mainstream media. And talking about the mainstream media, you won't hear a lot of these headlines in it either. So please help us by sharing our content on social media. We are on Facebook. Our community is at Lotl Site, at LOTL Site, SITE. You guys know what to do. Like us, follow us, share our content, invite your friends too as well. And our YouTube channel is at the Israel Brief, and we would love it if you hit that red subscribe button. And we're on Twitter at Lay of the Land 5. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Wednesday edition of the Israel Brief, and you can join me again for your headlines before we head into the weekend. Take care.